Hi everyone, it's Jen from Tarot Spirit. I'm very sorry this reading is so late. I was away this weekend and then I usually don't do this, but I really procrastinated a paper I had due for the class I'm taking, and thank God it was a snow day today up here in Vermont that my son was excited because he got to basically watch TV all day while I worked on my paper. So that's done. I don't know. I probably could have done better work, but it's not so bad. All right, so I'm using my new deck, the Silver Witchcraft Tarot, and one fell out when I was shuffling, so I'm going to leave that one on the table. You know, I have to say, I really, really wish the cards were bigger. I like big cards. I just do, and these, I wish they were a little bigger. That's my only critique so far, but I haven't, this is going to be my first real reading with them. So let's see what the card that jumped out. It's the card that comes with the thing. It isn't even a card. All right. I guess it was telling me to get it out of the deck because it wasn't even a real card. Okay. So the Queen of Swords. So I'll put this here so you can really look at it. This deck it's borderless, which I like quite a bit. I just wish it was bigger for some reason. So the Queen of Swords, she is a very analytical type of energy. She's very mentally agile, quick thinking. She, you know, anything she says is very logical, practical. She can having just done a paper, she can back up anything she says with evidence. She's well researched and articulate, and she can be somewhat cold to people who really need that sort of warm fuzziness and lots of hi and how you doing. She's going to be much more straightforward and not so touchy-feely. But that's okay. There's definitely an energy that is very needed and very useful in many aspects, work often being one of them. Although I found that a lot of extras, pleases and thank yous and would you mind don't hurt either. So I'm just going to go on because I want to see what else is coming up to see how she fits in. Okay. So this is the Eight of Cups. I'll just leave it like that. This is really a beautiful card. So the Eight of Cups is about you coming to the realization that you need to walk away from something and move in a new direction. And that's interesting. So, I'm not sure of the interpretation of the card. There's like a small child there. And so it can be a very, it doesn't mean you're necessarily happy about it. It doesn't mean you're like, oh yes, I'm out of here. It can often be a very conflicting card, and I think the moon in the background signifies that. But it can also be, it's sort of that special moment in time when you realize it's finally done, it's finally over, you need to walk away. And there's ever so slightly also that excitement about now that you finally cut something out of your life, the excitement that can be there on the other side, and you can start looking forward to new things and planning again. And because often you would have been feeling held back in the situation you had been in, which would finally culminate in the Eight of Cups. So this is a really important card and a really good card. So, you know, it can be walking away from a relationship, but, you know, many things we're emotional about. It is a cup card, jobs, um, just pretty much, anything that we care about. So it's going to take a lot of strength, but just because you're not happy about it or you don't feel like it's necessarily what you want to do, you had a choice, but it's something you have to do, you're going to derive a lot of confidence in the long run from it, because you did the right thing. You took care of yourself even when it wasn't the easy thing to do. You did the right thing, not the easy thing. And you may be very, very happy about it, or the happiness may come a little bit down the road once you've processed things, or you find yourself in a different situation and you go, oh my God, looking back, how could I have stayed in that situation or allowed that situation to happen as long as I did? So using the energy of the Queen of Swords right now and really being, really trying to think at remember the way things were, or the situation, very logical, and I'm just using this as an example because it's low hanging fruit. But if, for example, you are in an abusive relationship, don't remember the good times you had. Remember the horrible words and I don't even mean physical. I mean, most people are in abuse is emotional. You remember, oh yeah, we used to go on all these trips together, but I'm saying he, because I'm a woman, but he or she would then always ruin them by being mean or having a bad temper, or, so remember that, not that you always went on those great trips together, but that they always ruined it with their poor behavior. And focus on that, because otherwise you may get weak and nostalgic. Hopefully this isn't the Six of Cups. So stay strong. Yes. And the Magician is our final card. So the Magician is really a pep talk in this situation. You have some really wonderful, if you're thinking of leaving something, or you have left something, or you're trying to make that decision, you have the energy of the Queen, which is to be, really analytical and not look back with emotion, but be very, say you're in a job and your coworker was just abusive or horrible to you every day, and you didn't want to leave the job, but, it was a hostile work environment. Remember that, and the way the Queen of Swords. But here, the Magician tells you, now, just because you may be leaving something you didn't necessarily want to leave, it doesn't mean the fact that you had to do it can't end up putting you in a position where you are able to manifest your desires and your dreams that you couldn't in the former position. So it asks you to have a little bit of faith and really focus on moving forward and not the past. The Magician is a beautiful, beautiful card, and it says we have the passion, the ability to manifest whatever we want. And it does point to a new beginning as well. It's the number 1. So whatever's going on, even if it's still just something inside your brain, if emotionally you're just done with something, it's time to really take the steps to make sure you're moving in the right direction, and that you just haven't shut down emotionally, but you're really thoughtfully and actively, the Queen of Swords is active. She'll make things happen very quickly. She's not the Queen of Pentacles. It's just going to sit around and wait for things to develop. She's going to make her own opportunities. So don't just, emotionally withdraw from the situation. Really get motivated to take action, and make a complete change, and don't just do it halfway, because the Magician energy is sitting there waiting to just transform. So focus on, think, visualize yourself, whatever the situation was you need to leave. Say you're in that room of the house and visualize yourself walking through a door and shutting the door and then turning around into a new situation. And you can't go, don't let yourself go back in that door. Don't do it, because you're leaving for a reason. And then the magician is waiting for you in that new room to manifest whatever you want. Get excited, dream again. What do I want now? You're in some ways you're starting with a little bit of a blank slate, and that's really, really exciting. There's a huge moon in this picture, so really consider your dreams, and that can be literal or metaphorical. So, you may have dreams at night, but what are your dreams? What do you really want from your life or from this situation that wasn't right before? And, the Queen of Swords would make lists. She would make lots and lots of nice little lists and check things off and have them very orderly. But sometimes you just have to start and take the first step. So just do something if you want to make a change. Even if it's not super organized like the Queen, just start. And then one thing will follow another, and you can look back in a few months and be really proud of yourself. So I like these cards very much. I've looked through them some, and now that I've read with them, I like them quite a bit. And I certainly like the back of them. One of my favorite parts of all my cards is the artwork on the back. So sorry again for the late reading. Really, if you're having a challenging time, try to turn it around into something, a positive challenge. Like, no one's going to get me down. You guys be tough. Thanks again. Bye.